Angeles versus San Diego, so that is going to be an excellent game. I wouldn't go anywhere if I were you. We got a short break in between, so get yourself some coffee from Copper Star, get yourself some food from the food truck outside, and get back to your seat on your Arizona Derby Dames seat cushion, and get ready for this next excellent bout.
Thanks for listening. I'm Kills Bill.
And I'm Becca Recker.
Have a good one.
Yeah, do that.
I don't have a sign off.
All right, heading into our third bout of the day for your third annual Chingadera tournament. We have our San Diego Derby United Wildfires up against the Los Angeles Derby Dolls Ri-Ettes. I'm going to go ahead and read that roster off for San Diego for this bout. Number 10, 22, Heartland. Number 11, Riled Up. Number 13, Mighty Ducky. Number 360, Isabel Ringer. Number 389, Stiletto. Number 394, Helenor. Number 4, Bryn Diesel. Number 40, Tiger Lily. Number 408, Taffy. Number 5050, Cheap Trick. Number 7, Slamurai. Number 805, Hetty Lascar. Number 9 3/4, Nocturne Alley. And number 99, Reckham Ralph.
And to introduce the LA Ri-Ettes that are skating for us in Chingadera today. Starting off, number Woot, Stefcon 1, the co-captain. Number 2B, the 2BD Terminator. Number 3, Jade DeBlack. Number 329, Draft Punk. Number 33D, D-Cup Runneth Over. Number 430, Oblivion Westwood, your captain. Number 500, Jesus. Number 524, Sonia Sotomayolo. Number 55, Jackie Nimble. Number $6 a shot, Jägerbomb. Number 85, Bel Scorcho. Number 923, Vanna Fight. Number 925, Sweet Home Alabama. And another 9 3/4, Shady Hawkins. And now for the team we couldn't do this without all weekend long, it is our referee squad for this bout. Head referee, Infidel Castro.
Game executioner, Free Hugs.
Jam referee, Insubordinate Amy.
Jam referee, Revan Knuckleface.
Front pack referee, Stabitha Christie.
Backpack referee, Meryl Streak.
Outside pack referee, Red Firecracker.
Outside pack referee, Hoover Slam.
Penalty tracker, Lollipop.
Penalty tracker assist, Damn It, Jam It.
Penalty box admin, Scully Glossbones.
Penalty box admin, Gourmet Cupcake.
On whiteboard, Bottle E Harm.
Eye in the Sky, Lucifer.
Eye in the Sky, Dave Brawlings.
On scoreboard, Bender B. Rodriguez.
The runner is Whomping Willow.
And our alternate Ref Boyardee. Show some love for your regulators. It may be the only love they get today. No, just one person. Okay, cool. Thanks. Thanks, Paps. We've got a little bit over a minute left in the countdown for this bout. This is going to be our third bout of the day. San Diego versus LA.
All right, Derby fans, we'll be getting it away here very shortly with our next bout, Los Angeles versus San Diego. Who is here to cheer on Los Angeles? And do we have any San Diego fans in the house? Handful of San Diego fans, all right. Yeah.
Waiting on our officials for the first whistle of this third bout for your third annual Chingadera tournament.
And we are getting ready to go. It is going to be number 389 Stiletto on the jammer line for San Diego.
Up against Jaegerbomb from LA. Stiletto trying to break out there on that high. Greeted by Draft Punk. Meanwhile, Jaegerbomb in the back trying to challenge that San Diego defense. Riled up, delivering a nice clean hit to that infield. Jaegerbomb now has the star in her hand. Meanwhile, Stiletto breaking out here in the straightaway pass turn 2 with Jaegerbomb close behind her.
Both jammers now rapidly approaching the pack. Stiletto down to the inside. Tried to stick her hip in front of somebody before calling off the jam, but does not look like she was able to. So, after all that, no score. And we'll move forward to the next jam. Stepping up to the jammer line for San Diego is going to be Heartland, number 1022.
Up against Jackie Nimble from LA. Waiting on that whistle to start this jam. That last jam was no points for either team. Watching Jackie Nimble and Heartland trying to get through that pack. Heartland's able to break out there in that straightaway pass turn 2 and coming around for her first scoring pass as Jackie Nimble still trying to get past those two defensive blockers from San Diego. Heartland coming up for her first scoring pass. Heartland's able to scoot her way on through on that inside backwards twice and breaks out, coming around for some more points. Jackie Nimble still in the pack.
Jackie Nimble's really taken a pounding from them San Diego defenders and now trying to find a way through a 3-wall that's more triangular shaped than wall shaped at the front. And Jackie Nimble able to shake loose and get on by along the inside, but there is just 5 seconds left in the jam. Heartland now mid-pack as the pack has kind of ground to a halt down in the first turn, and that'll do it for the jam clock. We will wait for the score.
Mighty Ducky taking that jammer line for San Diego.
And it's going to be Shady Hawkins for Los Angeles. 8 points on the board for San Diego. That is our first score in the game. So San Diego out to the early 8-0 lead.
Looks like Cheap Trick picked up a penalty during that last jam, so San Diego's going to be down one blocker. LA blocker as well, picking up a penalty during that last jam, so it's going to be 3-on-3 in the box. Mighty Ducky coming up on some very strong defense from Oblivion Westwood and her teammates. Meanwhile, Shady Hawkins trying to break out past that last San Diego blocker. And she's up out of turn 2 and coming around for some points.
Shady Hawkins takes a second to adjust the knee pad coming down the front straightaway and now crashes into a blocker at the very back of the pack. First San Diego blocker was laying in wait and Shady Hawkins right into the back of her, bowling her out of the way and still trying to fight her way through the pack. Bumped off onto the infield now into that 3-wall at the front of the pack and escorted rudely down to the infield by one of those blockers of San Diego. And that'll do it with the jam being called. 3 points for Los Angeles on the board there. And however, we do have a penalty that was called on Shady Hawkins. Looks like it was a back block. And we've got on the jammer line for San Diego, that's Stiletto.
It's going to be a power jam for San Diego.
So our first power jam of the bout, Stiletto, number 389, right up the gut. Tries to go right down Main Street. Ends up running into a 3 wall of black jerseys at the front of the pack there. Stiletto now to the inside, swings up to the outside and trying to dodge that last blocker. And that last blocker pushes her off onto the infield. Looks like that was the Jaeger bomb there at the front of the pack, but she's out of play. And Stiletto up and able to proceed on around. 34 seconds to go in the San Diego power play.
Stiletto coming in a little bit hot. Hitting that back wall, and she is out here in turn 3. With 20 seconds left on that clock, plenty of time for her to come around for another scoring pass.
And the Los Angeles defense, worst station there, and Stiletto able to find herself a little bit of a path, bumped into a couple of them, but got through pretty easily on a scoring pass. As the jam clock spirals down to the end, Stiletto quickly back around and trying to get a few more points here on the back end of that last scoring attempt.
Bryn Diesel taking the jammer line for the Wildfires.
And it's going to be Jackie Nimble for LA. Getting the score now from the referees. 10-point power jam for San Diego there. Pushes that early lead up to 18-3, just under 10 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Bryn Diesel towards the front of the pack, trying to break past that last LA blocker.
Jackie Nimble tried to sneak by on the inside, but just ran out of real estate and ended up on the infield. And Bryn Diesel able to shake loose and is your lead jammer for San Diego. Jackie Nimble able to exit the pack on the front end. Bryn Diesel trying to get past that last blocker for LA and does so. Calls off the jam.
Looks like we've got Heartland taking that jammer line for San Diego up against Shady Hawkins from LA. Looks like Jade DeBlack picked up an arms penalty during that last jam, so she'll be sitting in the penalty box, meaning LA will be down 1 blocker for this jam, 4-on-3 with San Diego the advantage. Shady Hawkins breaking out of that pack there in turn 1, right on that inside.
Shady Hawkins, your lead jammer for LA, and there goes Heartland out of the pack as well for San Diego, so it's going to put the pressure on Shady Hawkins to get her points here. Now the San Diego blockers trying to push the pace of play and keep the pack moving. Shady Hawkins, though, able to find her way through and get past a couple of skaters and get that ghost point. Calls it off. Shady Hawkins picking up all 4 of those points there.
Ducky taking that jammer line for San Diego up against...
For LA, it's the 2BD Terminator.
LA will be down a blocker during this jam as well as Oblivion Westwood sits in the penalty box for an arms from that last jam. Determinator trying to get out in that front. San Diego blockers having to let her go because they are too far out of play to continue blocking.
The Determinator is your lead jammer for Los Angeles and quickly making her way back around the track to the pack. Tries to navigate her way through, but gets bumped down onto the infield. Managed to keep her balance, though, and stayed upright on her wheels, able to get back up pretty quickly.
Ducky breaking out of that pack there.
The Determinator now dealing with the 3 wall of San Diego defenders on the front of the pack. Goes ahead and calls off the jam. 3-point jam for LA there. Puts LA into the double digits. 22-10 right now, San Diego. 7 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Looks like Ducky picked up a penalty during that last jam as the jammer. So LA is going to be having a power jam Also looks like they're going to have a couple of blockers sitting in that blocker box, in that penalty box as well from that last jam. San Diego will field 2. It's a lot of screaming. I'm just going to wait it out.
Then it gets quiet, and then the jam starts. And it's Jade DeBlack for Los Angeles right down Main Street.
LA doing a wonderful job of keeping those blockers separated, allowing that jammer a lane wide in the center to just run straight on through.
This is going to be a chance for Los Angeles to put a lot of points on the board as Jade DeBlack finishes a scoring pass. Only 2 blockers out there for San Diego. And a power jam for LA. LA's got all 4 blockers out there. So 2 blockers, each of them taking care of 1 San Diego blocker. And Jade DeBlack having no trouble at all getting through. Coming around for her 3rd scoring pass already with 25 seconds to go in the power jam.
Jade DeBlack unfazed by that tap from that San Diego blocker.
LA couldn't have done this much better. They've got one of the San Diego defenders pinned in behind, and that front San Diego defender is not able to do much being so far away from the pack. Jade DeBlack coming around one more time for a 5th scoring opportunity here. Down to the inside, and the clock expires before she can get that last point, but we will get the tally from jam referee Reverend Knuckleface.
Very successful power jam from LA, picking up 25 points.
25-point power jam for Los Angeles and Jade DeBlack.
Bryn Diesel taking that jammer line for San Diego.
And for Los Angeles, it's Sonia Sotomayor.
Shady Hawkins trying to play some offense there for her jammer. As her jammer comes up on the last San Diego blocker. Does some little fancy footwork and is able to get out here in the straightaway.
Sonia Sotomayor with a supreme effort to get through the pack. And it just seems like justice that she's the lead jammer now.
Draft Punk clearing the high lane for her jammer. And she's got 26 seconds left on that clock. Plenty of time to come around for some more.
Your San Diego jammers still fighting to get out of the back of the pack. Those Los Angeles defenders are not making it easy, while Sonia Sotomayor gets around the pack on the outside on a scoring pass.
Still enough time on that clock for her to make it one more pass.
That's going to do it for that jam. Got the official word from jam referee Reverend Knuckleface, 15 more points for Los Angeles.
Wow.
Los Angeles has put 50 points on the board in the last 40 points. 40 points on the board in the last 2 jams. That's getting it done offensively.
Looks like LA blockers picking up a couple penalties during that last jam, so they're going to be down 2 blockers.
And it's
San
going
Diego
to
will be down 1.
Another power jam for Los Angeles here.
Let's see if they can make it happen again with these 25 points. Jagerbomb with that jammer roll out there.
Jagerbomb trying to find an opening there in that wall of turquoise jerseys of San Diego.
San Diego doing a great job of recycling to the front to continue blocking that jammer. Oh.
Jagerbomb almost cleared that time, but knocked up into the rail. And again, the San Diego defense able to recycle it back in front of her. Halfway through this power jam, 28 seconds to go. Jagerbomb still not clear.
Jagerbomb still in the pack. We got about 10 seconds left.
San Diego defense appears to have found their spirit on this jam. They have done very well on the penalty kill, and the clock blows up. That is going to do it for the power jam. No points scored by Los Angeles. Excellent defense by San Diego.
I'm hearing the PTA in the infield calling a lot of penalties. Looks like we're going to have 2 San Diego blockers sitting in the penalty box as well as 2 LA blockers. 2-on-2 in that box with Stiletto taking that jammer line for San Diego.
And your jammer for Los Angeles is number 3, Jade DeBlack. Both jammers battling as the pack moves around into the back straightaway, and now both jammers clear. Stiletto is your lead jammer for San Diego. She's got about a 20-foot lead on Jade DeBlack, trying to get back to the pack. Stiletto's going to try to get in there and get those points. Rams into those 2 LA defenders and then calls the jam. And no points for either side. The defenders held strong and kept her from getting her hip in front of them. Looks like now we've got your captain of Los Angeles, Olivia and Westwood, taking the jammer line.
With Heartland taking that jammer line for San Diego. Looks like Jackie Nibble picked up a stopping penalty in that last jam. She's going to be sitting in that box. LA will be down 1 blocker. 4 on 3 with San Diego the advantage.
And around on the outside goes your San Diego jammer. That is Heartland out there clear for San Diego, and Heartland is your lead jammer for San Diego. Oblivion Westwood still trying to fight her way through the pack, now escorted down to the infield by those San Diego defenders. Heartland able to navigate her way through the pack on a scoring pass, and it'll be coming around for more now.
Heartland coming around for some more points here, greeted by a defensive wall of LA blockers. Heartland able to scoot her hips past a couple of them, I think.
Heartland now to the outside, able to find a lane and able to get past that last LA defender and execute that second scoring pass. So a good scoring opportunity for San Diego here as the clock approaches and reaches 0. Heartland not able to get all the way back around to attempt another scoring pass. And it's a 10-point jam for San Diego. Set up for what will be the last jam of the first quarter as the clock approaches 0s, and it looks like
Bell Scorcho is going to be jamming for LA.
Bell Scorcho for Los Angeles and Stiletto for San Diego, and Bell Scorcho already out of the pack.
Stiletto out of that pack past turn 2. As Bell Scorcho comes up, swoops high, breaks out of that pack, and calls the jam.
Bell Scorcho getting their points and wait for the official score. And we do have a quarter break. That was a 4-point jam for Bell Scorcho. So our scores, we step aside here. LA 54, San Diego 32. LA scored the vast majority of their points in 2 jams there in the first quarter. So definitely an opportunistic offense for Los Angeles there. And we'll take a 5-minute break here, let the teams catch their breaths, and we'll give some love to our sponsors.
If during this break you would like to go and order some food, Off the Hook Taco Truck is a locally owned and operated taco truck serving SoCal Baja-inspired cuisine. Visit them outside for some delicious food.
Mark your calendars for the next home bout for the Arizona Derby Dames League. Season 14 heats up with our next bout on March 9th. Saturday, March 9th is a doubleheader featuring the Season 13 champions, the Runaway Brides, fighting with the Playground Bullies, the Schoolyard Scrappers. That's going to be a good one. The second game of the night is going to be the Coffin Draggers against the Doomsday Valkyries. It's all right here at the Hall of Dames. Do I have some love for the Doomsday Valkyries in the house? Is that what that was? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. I think we got a lot of Doomsday Valkyries on camera right now. Is that? Yeah. Yes, we do. We absolutely have a lot of Doomsday Valkyries on camera. At any rate, that is Saturday, March 9th, and it is right here at 6 p.m. So be sure not to miss that. That's the next bout for the Derby Dames, Saturday, March 9th. just a minute to go until we get back to the game action. And you know, Derby fans, you'll be able to see a lot of these same teams at Battle on the Bank in Houston, Texas. That is this summer in late June. It's our National Bank Track Roll the Derby tournament. Most of these same teams will be there, as well as their minor team counterparts. And of course, if you're a home team Arizona fan, our Arizona Derby Dames Hot Shots will be there competing and trying to improve in their second place finish from the last 2 years. And our minor assaults are going to be there, and you know, they did okay last year. They did all right. Minor Assaults, of course, won the Minors Tournament at Battle on the Bank last year in Seattle, so they will be defending their crown this June in Houston.
Looks like we've got Tiger Lily taking the jammer line for the first time for San Diego in this bout at the beginning of our second quarter.
And your Los Angeles jammer is number 3, Jade DeBlack.
Tiger Lily breaking out of that pack here in turn 1. Jade DeBlack trying to get past those last 2 San Diego blockers. Riley doing a great job of recycling to the front to help her teammate block that LA jammer. Oh, Jackie Nimble delivering a clean hit to Tiger Lily and stopping that coping jump. Oh. Jade DeBlack coming up on that pack, but Tiger Lily says, nope, I'm going to call it instead.
That was StefCon 1 with very good defense on the back end of that pack there and preventing Tiger Lily from being able to get through. Right now, setting up the jam is going to be Oblivion Westwood for Los Angeles, and for San Diego, that's Heartland.
Looks like a couple of LA blockers picked up penalties during that last jam. They will be down 2 blockers. San Diego will have 4. San Diego the advantage. Heartland able to make her way through on that inside.
Heartland is out and clear as your lead jammer for San Diego, but Oblivion Westwood is behind and has a full head of steam. Trying to catch up to Heartland now as they run down through the back straightaway and down into the front stretch. They got to catch the pack before they can pass them. And Los Angeles was doing what they could to keep the pace of play moving and give their captain and jammer a chance to catch up. And that forced them to call the jam. Heartland called off the jam, and no points scored for either side.
Bryn Diesel taking the jammer line for San Diego.
Los Angeles is sending up to be the blah, 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 blah. Let me try that again. To be Determinator is who is on the jammer line.
It's a tricky one. I
For
want to
Los
call her
Angeles.
Terminator.
Right. And both jammers out of the pack again. Your
Bryn.
San Diego jammer out and clear as your lead jammer.
Bryn Diesel coming up on that pack for her first scoring pass, but gets past. We have a lead change.
We do indeed have a lead change. San Diego jammer tried to barrel into the pack there and get a couple of points before calling it off, and that strategy did not work out, as lead jammer now is the to-be Determinator. The Determinator escorted off onto the infield by those San Diego blockers, but they are now out of play, so the Determinator on through the pack.
Bryn Diesel still not able to get out of that pack as To Be Determinator comes around for some more points.
And then we do have an official timeout, so the referees are going to get together and talk that one over. With a lead change there, we're going to make sure that we got all the points accounted for, I am sure.
During this timeout, I would like to give a shout out to our sponsor, Copper Star Coffee, who is actually in the house this weekend. They are a locally owned coffee shop and cafe providing hand-blended drinks and award-winning baked goods. Check out their booth over by the merch counter or visit them at the southwest corner of 7th Ave in Heatherbury, just north of Indian School Road. Their coffee is delicious. You need it inside of you.
Lost Dutchman Tattoo, a longtime league sponsor and a sponsor of Chingadera. They're a tattoo shop specializing in various styles from realism to traditional. And you can customize your own tattoo. They are located at 4121 North 19th Avenue. That's just north of Indian School on the right-hand side of the street. On 19th Avenue, walk-ins are welcome. It's Lost Dutchman Tattoo.
Lost Dutchman is actually doing $50 custom 3-inch tattoos for skaters. They have
Indeed.
appointments for tomorrow. You should go and check it out. $50 custom 3-inch tattoo for skaters only.
This jam is underway, and it's going to be a power jam for San Diego. San Diego with a power jam penalty called on the LA Jammer in the last jam.
Stiletto jamming for San Diego, breaking out there in turn 2. Stiletto approaching Oblivion Westwood and Steph Kahn trying to break through to get some points. Riley riled up, clearing that high lane for her jammer. Oh, Stiletto jumping that apex.
Just able to dodge that hip from the LA blocker trying to jump down.
Oh, and she did it twice.
She's got 5 seconds left, and she is not content to just say that she's going to give this one up. 1 second, and time expires. Stiletto giving it everything she had, trying to get back to the pack for another scoring pass there during that power jam. 15 points on the board for San Diego, and that immediately gets this thing right back into shouting distance. 10.5 minutes to go till halftime. Right now it's LA 66, San Diego 53. Setting up to jam for LA is number 3, Jade DeBlack.
And Tiger Lily, number 40 from San Diego. Each team's going to be down a blocker, 3-on-3 in that box. Tiger Lily trying to get out there on that low.
Jade DeBlack able to find a path to the front there and run along the inside. And Jade DeBlack is your lead jammer for LA. 45 seconds to go in the jam. Tiger Lily still trying to fight through that defense at the front end of the pack. Jackie Nimble helping her down to the infield one more time. We've got both jammers now mid-pack. And there goes Jade DeBlack. She's on a scoring pass and will be coming around for another. Tiger Lily still trying to fight through and is just getting the snot beat out of her there in the back of the pack by those back-end LA defenders.
Jade DeBlack coming up for another scoring pass, and she calls it.
Ten points for Los Angeles there, pushes the score to 76-53. It looks like we have a referee on the track, and it's going to be another official timeout. So the referee squad going to talk that last one over as well and make sure we got all the I's crossed and the T's dotted. For the month of February, the Arizona Derby Dames are working with Feed My Starving Children, a local nonprofit that feeds hungry and malnourished children all over the world. This month, skaters from the Arizona Derby Dames will be volunteering to pack food boxes to feed starving children around the globe. Please come volunteer with us Wednesday, February 27th from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. Let's try that, 8:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. Don't get there at 6:30. There won't be anybody there. For more information, please go to their website at fmsc.org. Are you a young lady between the ages of 10 and 17 who loves to skate, or do you know one? Our Manor Assaults are a nonprofit 501c3 and are always looking for new skaters to join their team. Our coaches not only teach technique and knowledge of the sport, but they also help build leadership, teamwork, and problem-solving skills that'll help in life situations far beyond roller derby. For more, check us out at azddinspire.org.
We've got Heartland taking the jammer line for this next jam from San Diego.
And for LA, that jammer is going to be number 524, Sonia Sotomayolo.
Heartland doing a great job of being everywhere on the track. First low, then high, and transitions right around Shady Hawkins and gets out there on that inside in turn 2. Coming up for her first scoring pass, the LA Jammer still behind that San Diego defense. Heartland's able to transition again on that low side and get right past Shady Hawkins.
So Heartland through the pack, and again there is Sonia Sotomayor still trying to fight through that defense at the back of the pack. There
Heartland able to push out those last LA blockers out far enough for them to let her go. She is out, and she's calling it vigorously. Hands to hips.
So Heartland calls off the jam, and I believe I heard, and I did hear, from the infield, a jammer penalty on Heartland. I heard blue 1022. So that means it's going to be a power jam for Los Angeles. It's going to be Jaeger Bomb. She is up there to do the power jam thing for Los Angeles. And her hair looks fantastic. My chains are on point. I'm going to meet some girls tonight. Jaeger Bombs.
Looks like it's going to be 2-on-2 in that blocker box. Jaeger Bomb breaking.
Occasionally, and that's really hurting them here. However, their one blocker, they're able to bump Jaeger Bomb down off onto the infield, so she gets up and reestablishes. Now the whole pack kind of proceeding down into the front straightaway. Those two blockers for Los Angeles, big collision there.
Jaeger Bomb able to get past Isabel Ringer. It's really good to see Isabel Ringer back out on that track.
We got 20 seconds left in the Los Angeles Power Jam. Here comes Jaeger Bomb. There go the LA defenders trying to push the pace of play and stagger the pack out. Jaeger Bomb able to navigate her way around a San Diego blocker. And she burns the rest of the time off the clock.
Jaeger Bomb picking up 10 points for LA, bringing their score up to 86. LA 63 San Diego.
On the jammer line for Los Angeles is going to be Jackie Nimble.
With
And
Stiletto from San Diego. Stiletto breaking out of that pack quickly there in turn 1. Jackie Nimble still trying to fight past the defensive blockers from San Diego, and they've got to let her go because they are out of play.
So Jackie Nimble now coming on around to approach the pack, and the jam is called.
Got Tiger Lily on the jammer line for San Diego.
1 point there added to the board for San Diego. Just under 6 minutes to go till halftime. LA 86, San Diego 64. And jamming for Los Angeles here, that is going to be number 524, Sonia Sotomayor. And I don't mean to judge, but Sonia Sotomayor is now the lead jammer for Los Angeles. She's going to come on around here, and she's going to put those San Diego defenders on trial trying to get through the pack.
We've got a star pass. Cheap Trick taking that star from Tiger Lily will now be the jammer for San Diego. Whoa.
And Sonia Sotomayor says, in my judgment, this jam is over. And it does look like here as we get ready for our next jam, it's going to be a power jam for Los Angeles. We have another jammer penalty call on San Diego, plus they're going to be down a blocker as well. So again, another power jam for LA here. Looks like we got an even pack 3-on-3.
To be Determinator taking that jammer line for LA, getting a hit from that San Diego blocker, getting right back up and running out on that inside.
The Determinator out and clear, and now an active scorer coming on around. You can see that LA offense. They have got did the best they could to keep that San Diego blocker blocked, but she was able to slide down, and we're going to take a break in the action. And with a cheer from the crowd, looks like the injured skater is being taken care of down there in the first turn. So back to looking at game action. There was a 3-point jam there for LA. Pushes their lead up to 93-64, and we've got 4:16 to go here in the second quarter before halftime. And there we go. We are back to game action. Signal from the game executioner, Freya Hugs. It's going to be Jackie Nimble jamming for Los Angeles.
And Heartland jamming for San Diego. Jackie Nimble trying to break out there on that low, greeted by San Diego's defense. Meanwhile, Heartland fighting past the last couple of LA blockers out of the pack in turn 2 and coming around for some points.
Heartland out and clear as the lead jammer for San Diego. Jackie Nimble now trying to find her way to the front of the pack, fighting around a couple of blockers and able to a little pirouette and get clear of the pack. So Heartland now has got one chance to get some points on the board. And Heartland goes ahead and calls off the jam.
Got Stiletto taking the jammer line for San Diego.
And for Los Angeles, that is Sonia Sotomayor.
I'm afraid to say it.
We are underway here. Sonia Sotomayor is trying to make a decision. Can't decide if it's inside or outside, but trying to fight her way through the pack now. Meanwhile, clear on the front end as your lead jammer for San Diego. That is going to be Stiletto. There goes Sonia Sotomayor.
Stiletto coming up for her first scoring pass, greeted by LA's defense. Calling that jam before that LA jammer gets a chance to pick up any points.
Setting up now for the next jam. Waiting for any score. Looks like no score there in the last jam at all. It's going to be Tiger Lily for San Diego. And your jammer for Los Angeles is number 85, Bel Scorcho. Very tightly bunched pack right now. A lot of skaters kind of ping-ponging in and around inside there, looking like a lottery ping-pong ball machine thing.
Tiger Lily still behind that LA defense.
Then Bel Scorcho using her shoulders to her advantage and knocking down that last defender to get out and is your lead jammer for LA halfway through this jam. Able to shake loose. There is your San Diego jammer now out and clear. And Bel Scorcho calls off the jam. We'll take a look at the score here. 4 points for Bel Scorcho. LA inching closer to 100 now here as we have a minute and a half to go until halftime. Heartland for San Diego.
Jade DeBlack for LA. See some shuffling around, and it looks like San Diego will be down 2 blockers. Jade DeBlack able to break out of that pack there in turn 1 as Heartland races her way out there in turn 2, half a track behind her.
And Jade DeBlack catches up to the pack, able to find her way by along the outside. Gets right on through, picks up her points, and calls off the jam.
We've got Shady Hawkins taking that jammer line for LA.
And for San Diego, that is Stiletto.
With a full pack in the box. It's been a minute. Shady Hawkins breaking out of that pack there in turn 1. She will be your lead jammer for this jam.
And there goes Stiletto for San Diego out of the pack as well. So going to try to put the pressure on the LA jammer now. She takes a tumble up into the guardrail and trying to find her way through the pack, calls it off. We'll wait and see if San Diego is able to steal any points on the back end there.
I believe, there's still enough time for one more jam on the clock. To be Determinator on the jammer line for LA up against Tiger Lily from San Diego.
Both teams did pick up a couple of points there. So LA with 3, San Diego with 1. And the Los Angeles lead is 104-67 here in the last jam before halftime as the clock is at quadruple zeros. So we'll step aside after this jam for a 15-minute break. But there's a jam to get to first, and right now both jammers still trying to fight their way through the pack. There goes your San Diego jammer.
Tiger Lily coming around for some points.
And shaken loose of the pack, there is the to-be Determinator for Los Angeles. So Tiger Lily now passes her blockers and tries to catches up to that 3-wall of LA defenders, collides with one of them, and I saw Bel Scorcho just kind of sliding down the track on her side, and sort of was an impediment to the San Diego jammer getting out, and kept it to just 2 points for San Diego there. So we are going to step aside for halftime, and as we do so, Los Angeles is on top by 35 points, 104-69.
That was really good math.
Well, I can math sometimes. So we will be back with you in 15 minutes with the second half of this bout number 3 of Chingadera.
We've got about 2 minutes left in halftime going into your third quarter with a score of 104 to 69. Los Angeles in the lead.
We are ready to get back to the action, and we're going to get things kicked off here in the second half of this bout of Los Angeles versus San Diego. With a power jam for Los Angeles, the Ri-Ettes power jam is going to start things off here in the second half, with Jade DeBlack doing the honors as we get underway in the third quarter.
Jade DeBlack able to run out there on that coping here in turn one.
And Jade DeBlack now approaching the pack on her first scoring pass down to the inside, able to get by. San Diego blocker suffering a little bit of friendly fire there, gotten hit hard from behind by one of her own blockers, trying to get back to the pack now. That's Heartland. Jade DeBlack down to the inside, navigating her way through, and manages to get around that last blocker with 17 seconds to go here in the LA Power Jam. Jade DeBlack coming around for scoring pass number 3. And there goes the pack breaking into motion. Jade DeBlack trying to find her way through. Whole pack heading around and down into the front straightaway. San Diego, good strategy there on that last scoring attempt to try and keep the scoring at a minimum. We'll wait for the official score.
Looks like it's going to be a power jam for a power jam. Stiletto lining up as a jammer for San Diego.
LA picking up 13 points on their power jam there. We'll see what San Diego can do in response. Trying to fight her way through the pack is Stiletto, your San Diego Wildfires co-captain. And there she goes, and she's out and is an active scorer now in the power jam.
Draft Punk doing a good job of pushing those San Diego blockers forward, running out to the front. Stiletto coming up to that defensive wall of Los Angeles.
Stiletto able to get on through on a scoring pass there. Flying block by D-Cup runneth over, trying to knock her onto the infield, but Stiletto able to pull on by. 20 seconds to go here in the power jam. Stiletto collides with the back wall, trying to find an opening, spins her way around, trying to get past that pivot at the front of the pack. With 7 seconds to go in the power jam. Now there's a skater down, and there she goes. Stiletto through the pack.
That is time.
And
I believe it's going to be another power jam.
I did hear a penalty called on blue 389, so yes, indeed. Another power jam. So Los Angeles gets the power jam back. San Diego put 10 points on the board there. And now it's Los Angeles' turn with Shady Hawkins there on the jammer line for LA.
Shady Hawkins coming up on a defensive wall of blue, trying to break past those San Diego blockers.
Shady Hawkins doing battle there on the front end of the pack with those San Diego blockers, and it looks like they were just called out of play, so she manages to get her way around them there and get clear on this power jam. Power jam is halfway over, 31 seconds to go. Here comes Shady Hawkins now down the back straightaway, fixing to meet the pack here as they are at the top of the front straightaway. Big collision there, one of Shady Hawkins' blockers. Only 2 LA blockers out there, 2 LA blockers in the penalty box, so San Diego's got all 4 blockers out there. Shady Hawkins trying to find her way through and bumped off onto the infield one more time. 7 seconds to go here in the power jam. And there it is. Clock's going to blow up. Good defense by San Diego there, able to come together and provide good defense on the power jam. Just 5 points for Los Angeles.
Heads up, everybody in the warehouse. Copper Star will be closing their coffee booth for the day. So last call, if you still wanted to get some delicious coffee, they will be back tomorrow morning. We're super thankful. Taking the jammer lane for San Diego for the first time in this bout, Riled Up. But first, an official timeout.
So we'll have an official timeout, and we will step aside from the action briefly while the referees talk over some of the previous action there. Devastation is your go-to shop for everything on wheels. From the raddest of rad roller skates to the bomb.com light-up wheels, spin it on slicker than slick ball bearings. Let us help you find the perfect ride and gear to keep you protected while you're cruising, offering nearly everything skate-related, from nuts and stops to tools and bags on flashy wheels. Come check out the skate ninjas that are slinging them unicorn boots and be ready for the world of skating to make things right again. It's Devastation.
Riled Up taking that jammer line for San Diego up against To Be Determinator from LA.
And quickly, the Determinator to the front of the pack, trying to make her way around those San Diego defenders, bumped off onto the infield.
Isabel Ringer doing a good job of holding her there on that high, while her teammate comes to join her to build a 2-wall in the front. Riled Up trying to fight past LA's defense in the back. To Be Determinator breaking out of that pack here in turn 3 with Riled Up, a quarter of a track behind her.
Pack trying to play keep away here. It looks like the San Diego blockers on the front end trying to push the pace of play. And the 2B Determinator calls the jam off rather than surrendering any points to Riled Up. Checking in with the referees here.
Looks like each team picked up 3 points during that jam. 3 and 3.
Speaking of 3, your jammer for Los Angeles is number 3, Jade DeBlack. And for San Diego,
Tiger Lily for
Tiger
San
Lily, there
Diego.
she is. Looks like Los Angeles had a late addition to the track, and Jaegerbaum not able to get out there before the whistle, so LA skating a skater down here. Doesn't seem to have mattered, though, as Jade DeBlack is out and clear as the lead jammer. There goes Tiger Lily for San Diego.
Oh, that LA jammer coming up on very strong defense, taking a hard hit down.
Setting up the jam for Los Angeles in this next jam is going to be Sonia Sotomayor. And we are going to have a timeout before we get to that. That's another official timeout here, so the referees are going to talk this one over.
Stop by the Siphon Draw Apothecary Shop booth over by Merch. They produce all natural, non-toxic, handcrafted skincare products made by our very own Dolly de los Muertos. Visit them at the Goldfield Ghost Town on the historic Highway 88. But today, they're in the house, so go and buy some stuff because it's good.
So here we are. It looks like a penalty was called on Tiger Lily in the last jam, so it's going to be a power jam for Los Angeles. Stepping up to the jammer line once again is Sonia Sotomayor. And Sonia Sotomayor makes a couple of legal moves, trying to get herself to the front of the pack here, trying to do battle with those blockers on the front end, and able to get on a way around and set some precedent in taking active jammer status during this power jam. 40 seconds to go. Sonia Sotomayor appointing some blockers there in the back straightaway, trying to find her way through. And there she goes. Sonia Sotomayor clear of the pack on a scoring pass, and will be coming around for more here with 15 seconds to go in the power jam. She's going to get some more points on the board before she takes a seat on the bench. Now down to the inside and right up the middle, ducks to the inside again. Sonia Sotomayor right on through, doing a supreme job during the Los Angeles power jam. It's Sonia Sotomayor.
Lots of penalties on that whiteboard. It looks like each team's going to be down 2 blockers for this next jam. But San Diego calls a timeout first.
So team timeout by the San Diego Wildfires. It was a 10-point jam for LA there during that power jam. Pushes their lead to 135 to 82. So LA is starting to really build up on that lead there with 7.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. We'll take a look at some of our sponsors here. We'll let you know one of our festival sponsors, Zoyo Frozen Yogurt. They're located on the corner of 7th Avenue and McDowell, just down the street from the Hall of Dames. If you're looking for a sweet treat, head on over to Zoyo Frozen Yogurt. They do have ridiculous amounts of self-serve frozen yogurt and a plethora of toppings and flavors. Back to the game action we go, and it looks like it is a sparse pack out there. Just 2 blockers from each side out there in the pack, 2 blockers from each side in the penalty box. And your jammers are going to be Bel Scorcho for Los Angeles and Heartland for San Diego.
Heartland able to break out of that pack there on the low side, while Bel Scorcho is still trying to get past those that last San Diego blocker.
And we got a big collision there in the back straightaway. A bunch of skaters kind of tumbling over each other. And Bel Scorcho able to use that to her advantage and kind of take advantage of the confusion and get shook loose there. Heartland picks up her points, calls off the jam. 4 points for San Diego.
We've got StefCon 1 taking that jammer line for LA for the first time in this game, up against Riled Up from San Diego.
StefCon 1 tries to go up to the high side, then down to the middle and able to find her way along the coping along the inside of the track. And StefCon 1 is your lead jammer for LA. Riled Up is still towards the front of the pack now, trying to get around that San Diego pivot, that Los Angeles pivot, and is bumped off onto the infield. But back up now and Riled Up out of the pack. StefCon 1 trying to find her way through, bumped off onto the infield. Back up now to reestablish and calls off the jam.
Looks like StefCon 1 picked up 4 points for her team, bringing their score up to 139 LA, 86 for your San Diego Wildfires.
This is going to be Shady Hawkins for Los Angeles, and jamming for San Diego, that's Stiletto. Shady Hawkins down to the inside of the track. Thought she had an opening. Momentum kind of carried her off on a tangent down to the infield, though. And right from the middle of the pack, bursting free, there is Stiletto, and she's your lead jammer for San Diego. Shady Hawkins to the front of the pack. Stiletto down there jumping over the apex of the turn, picking up her 4 points and calling off the jam.
Heartland taking that jammer line for San Diego.
And for Los Angeles, that's going to be Jägerbomb.
Heartland able to break out right there on that low side. Jägerbomb almost out as well, but she ended up going to the infield.
I was just going to say, it looked like she was clinging to the inside of the track for a good 40 feet with one wheel.
Heartland coming up.
There's Jägerbomb hung up mid-pack, still trying to get clear. Up to the outside now, trying to get around that San Diego pivot, not able to do so. Back down to the inside, kind of gets lost in the pack there. Meanwhile, on the back end of the pack, of course, we've got our San Diego jammer, Heartland, and she is hung in behind that 3 wall of black jerseys as well. So there goes Heartland out the front end of the pack. So Heartland now out and clear, and we have had a star pass. Los Angeles has passed a star. Taking over as jammer for Los Angeles is number 2B, the 2B Determinator. So Heartland now up to the pack, runs into a blocker and calls it off.
San Diego picking up 5 points in that last jam.
Under 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. San Diego trying to make some work done on that lead there. They've got it down under 50 at this point. It's going to be Jade DeBlack for LA and Riled Up for San Diego.
Riled Up trying to get out there on that low side, but unable to. Meanwhile, Jade DeBlack breaks out of that pack there in turn 2.
So Jade DeBlack out and clear. Riled Up able to dodge her way around the LA pivot and shake loose as well. Jade DeBlack now going to see what she can get here during this jam. Up around the first blocker, trying to find her way. Takes a huge blow and gets hit. Took a shoulder to the sternum. Knocked off onto the infield. The blocker that knocked her off in the infield, slow to get up down there. It cannot quite make out the number, but looks like she might have actually gotten the worst of that one as she makes her way over to the bench. Slowly but surely, but back up on her wheels. A lot of hard-hitting action during that jam, and 3 points for San Diego as they approach 100. 2 points for LA as well.
Stiletto taking that jammer line for San Diego. Up against Sonia Sotomayor. Both jammers still in that pack here in the straightaway, trying to fight their way through. Both teams doing a great job of recycling in front of that jammer, but Sonia is out, and Stiletto does a lead change.
And we have a lead change back, and now it's a straight-up jammer race as they come down the back straightaway, and somebody called it off. I don't know who.
Both jammers high-fiving each other with smiles on their faces. That's awesome. Heartland. To be Determinator on Heartland. That was cool.
Setting up the jam now, it's the 2B Determinator for Los Angeles. And for San Diego, we're looking at Heartland as the jammer.
Heartland running out there on that low, while 2B Determinator is having a hard time getting past those San Diego blockers.
So Heartland out and clears your lead jammer for San Diego. One of the LA blockers actually went to the bench, so LA is now skating a skater down. And there's Heartland getting through the pack and able to get through on a scoring pass. The 2B Determinator now out of the pack as well. So Heartland's got about a 50-foot lead, give or take. Is going to go ahead and see if she can pick up any points here. Those LA blockers out there are trying to play keep away and get on through, so Heartland calls off the jam. So now donning the jammer star for Los Angeles. That's STEFCON 1 is who that is. Trying to get a peek at the number here around the support stanchion for the rail. Riled Up for San Diego. And STEFCON 1 for Los Angeles, as I mentioned. riled up, bumping Stefcon 1 off onto the infield. Right up, tries to get in her way again to play a little jammer defense, but there goes Stefcon 1, tiptoeing her way along the coping and able to emerge from the pack as the lead jammer.
DEFCON 1 is greeted by those two San Diego blockers in the front.
Stefcon 1 now able to find her way through, able to duck to the inside, feinted to the outside, and then duck to the inside to get by that last San Diego blocker. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. That clock has expired, so we'll finish out this jam and then take a quarter break. Stefcon 1 again weaves her way through the pack, able to dance down to the inside and gets through on a second scoring pass. And there we are. We'll be stepping aside for a quarter break here. We'll step aside for just a 5-minute breather. Your score right now, Los Angeles 151, San Diego 103. LA able to build on that lead there during the third quarter and extend their lead out to just under 50 points. So we'll be back in just a few minutes with more game action. We are back to the action with that whistle from the referees, and we will be getting started here in the fourth quarter. LA up 151-103. Your first jammer for Los Angeles is gone. Oblivion Westwood, I am told. Yes, Oblivion Westwood and Stiletto.
Yep.
All right.
Stiletto jamming for San Diego.
It's hard when you don't know the skaters by sight. When you got to look at numbers, it takes you a second.
Preach. Whoa.
Stiletto up into the guardrail there. She was out and lead jammer and just collided with the guardrail real hard. Really knocked herself off stride. You can see she's kind of doubled over heading back to the bench. That was a heck of a hit there.
At $6 a shot, we've got Jaegerbomb taking that jammer lane for LA.
Jaegerbomb.
Up against Heartland from San Diego.
We are underway, and Jaegerbomb up to the outside, trying to use that rail for leverage. Able to outrun that last San Diego defender to the point and get on around, but Heartland with the full head of steam is emerging from the pack as well. Jaegerbomb's got about a third of a track lead as she comes down through the turn and up the back straightaway. Getting by the first San Diego defender, able to get through a couple others, tries to stick her hip in front of the last one and call off the jam. We'll wait for the score. And 2 points for LA there.
We've got Taffy taking the jammer lane for San Diego for the first time in this game. Up against Jade DeBlack for LA. We are in the fourth quarter with 13 minutes left of this game. Taffy trying to break past that last LA blocker in the front, and she's got to let her go.
Taffy able to stay in her skates there, a couple of spins, but able to keep her balance. Meanwhile, Jade DeBlack right up into the thick of the pack, gets past a couple of skaters and calls it off. We will wait for the score. Setting up the jam now for Los Angeles is number 9 3/4, Shady Hawkins. And it's going to be a power jam for LA once we get back to game action, that is. But first, it's going to be an official timeout. So we are going to step aside for just a moment. The referee's going to talk that one over. Food is the energy that growing children need. Providing healthy, great tasting, and freshly prepared whole foods to local schools valley-wide, Nutrition One works closely with the Department of Education and the USDA to make sure our children are getting what they need daily to stay focused and get the best out of their school lunch. Nutrition One School Lunch Program. Say, Dora, you have eyes. Have you seen the amazing team signs here in the warehouse?
I do. I have 2 eyeballs.
Fantastic. Above and Beyond Palette Creations takes pallets and gives them a second life. For more information or to commission work, see Bobby Ross, the coach of the Schoolyard Scrappers. You can also look up Above and Beyond Palette Creations on Facebook.
All right, here we go. Power jam for LA.
Shady
One
Hawk.
person is excited. More people are excited.
And there we go. Clock starts on the power jam. 12:30 to go in regulation here in the fourth quarter. Shady Hawkins trying to get around on the outside of the track. San Diego defenders in the way. Gets a little bit of assistance from one of her blockers, and Shady Hawkins is sprung free.
Shady Hawkins coming up. Whoa! Delivering a clean hit to Isabel Ringer up here on the high side.
Shady Hawkins now up into the pack. There goes the LA offense trying to help her out. Shady Hawkins again dispensing with the San Diego defender and trying to get by, but that last San Diego defender knocks her off onto the infield, but she gets waved on around. So 8 seconds to go in the LA Power Jam. Shady Hawkins now coming on around, not in any terribly great hurry to catch back up here. Tries to get a couple of points before the clock expires. Looks like Los Angeles with what is going to very soon be a 60-plus point lead. It looks like they have begun to shift into clock-killing mode, which is a smart thought to do. 11-point power jam for LA, pushes them up to 170 so far. It's going to be the to-be determinator for Los Angeles, and for LA, that is Stiletto.
Stiletto for San Diego.
San Diego.
Riled Up delivering a good hit to be determinator on that high side. Both jammers trying to fight their way through that defense. And out goes to be determinator.
And able to take advantage of a gap in the pack. There goes Stiletto for San Diego, out and clear as well. The 2B determinator out through on her scoring pass, keeping an eye on things, and calls it off after burning a few more seconds off the clock. Stepping up to the jammer line now, all by her lonesome so far. Yes, still indeed all by her lonesome. It's Jade DeBlack for LA, and she's doing the power jam thing for Los Angeles. We did have a jammer penalty picked up by San Diego there. In the previous jam, so Jade DeBlack out there all by herself. Just under 10 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter.
San Diego doing a great job of recycling in front of that jammer. While LA is trying to play some offense for their jammer. But ultimately, Jade DeBlack is out there on that straightaway and coming around for some points.
Jade DeBlack encountered that 3 wall of turquoise jerseys up front, and now she's got her offense there trying to help spring her loose. And she's clear on this scoring pass and coming around again. LA's got the pack nice and spread out here. Several San Diego defenders at various points along the arc of that turn waiting for Jade DeBlack, but she is by on the outside, tries to get past that last recycled defender, and the clock blows up. And we will set up for the next jam here. Jamming for San Diego, number 4, Bryn Diesel. And for Los Angeles, we are looking at number 524, Sonia Sotomayor.
Sonia Sotomayor breaking out of that pack there in turn 1. Bryn Diesel still behind LA's last defensive blocker, breaking out there in that straightaway as well.
So Bryn Diesel is going to try to force the issue here. Sonia Sotomayor catches up to the pack. And going to try to decide here. Sonia Sotomayor, we have a lead switch. Sonia Sotomayor has lost lead jammer status, but then takes it back. Bryn Diesel getting spun off onto the infield, so Sonia Sotomayor finishes her scoring pass and calls it off. 4 points for both sides there, so a net gain of none. LA still up by 80 points here with 7.5 minutes to go, halfway through the fourth quarter. Your jammer for LA, that appears to be
$6 a shot, Jaeger bomb.
Yeah, that's Jaeger bomb. And then for San Diego, that's Heartland. It's the only 4-digit number on San Diego. I can't read what it is, but I know if there's four blurs, it's her.
Heartland trying to push her way out of there, past that last LA blocker. She breaks right on out behind Jaeger bomb.
Jaeger bomb is out and clear and is the lead jammer for Los Angeles. Now catches up to the pack, and she goes ahead and calls it off. There was just one San Diego defender stuck behind that wall of Los Angeles defenders, so rather than exchanging 1 point and giving up more than 1 point, she calls it off.
We've got Jackie Nimble on the jammer line for LA. Up against Stiletto from San Diego. San Diego.
And Stiletto emerges from the middle of the pack there in the turn, and Stiletto's your lead jammer for San Diego. The LA jammer tried to get cleared there, Jackie Nimble, and got tripped up. Jackie Nimble still stuck in behind that wall of blockers. Stiletto up into the safety rail, completely sapped all of her momentum.
Wreckham Ralph able to hold Jackie Nimble up on that high side previously. Jackie Nimble takes off her star, waves it around, smiling at Isabel Ringer. San Diego doing a great job of keeping that jammer still in. Stiletto out of that pack. There's about 8 seconds left in the clock.
And we did have a star pass for Los Angeles. Taking over as jammer for Los Angeles as the jam expires is Stefcon 1. 5 points for San Diego on the board. Next jammers are going to be Bryn Diesel for San Diego and Shady Hawkins for Los Angeles.
Here we go. Shady Hawkins trying to get past that last San Diego blocker. But she's going to have to honor her and go back, reset. Meanwhile, Bryn Diesel breaking out of that pack in turn 2.
A couple of skaters taking a hard tumble down onto the infield there. And matter of fact, both pivots, the pivot for San Diego and the pivot for Los Angeles, both collided and fell onto the infield. Meanwhile, the San Diego jammer calls it off. Bryn Diesel saw Shady Hawkins approaching the back of the pack and calls off that jam. 3 points for San Diego on the board. It's going to be the 2B Determinator for Los Angeles, leaving the track and taking the star off her helmet because it's going to be a power jam for Heartland. So power jam for San Diego. Heartland out there to do the power jam, do the honors with Shady Hawkins parked in the penalty box for Los Angeles. But before we get to that, we are going to have an official timeout. So we'll step aside briefly here. Our referee crew, of course, the referee crew at this tournament is made up of referees from many different leagues. So our referees also kind of coming together and learning each other's techniques and whatnot. So they're just going to take a second to make sure we got everything all covered here. If you're interested in being a season sponsor for the Arizona Derby Dames, we have different sponsor packages available to suit your needs with many benefits to choose from. Find any Arizona Derby Dame today and they can point you in the right direction for sponsorship questions and information on how to become a league sponsor. Lost Dutchman Tattoo Shop specializes in various styles from realism to traditional. Skaters can get a $50 custom 3-inch tattoo. Appointments are available tomorrow only. That's located at 4121 North 19th Avenue, the east side of 19th Avenue, just north of Indian School Road. Not far at all from the Hall of Dames. Talk to any Arizona skater if you'd like more details on how to get that $50 tattoo tomorrow. We are back from the official timeout, and they have sorted out that it will be a power jam. Heartland is the jammer of record at the moment and is being forced down onto the infield by those LA defenders, trying to pick her way through the pack on the San Diego Power Jam.
And Heartland keeping the star, breaking out of that pack in turn 2.
Heartland had the star in her hand, and you could see the LA defenders were not letting her get within arm's reach of the pivot. So Heartland, now your jammer, officially, for this power jam, which has 17 seconds left on it, trying to find her way through the pack here on her first scoring pass.
Heartland was getting her points, and then she called it. She was able to pick up 5 points during that jam.
Looks like we got Jade DeBlack for Los Angeles. And your San Diego jammer is Stiletto. We are underway here. Just under 3 minutes to go in regulation. LA's got this one pretty comfortably in hand at this point, up by almost 70 points. And LA is your lead jammer here. Jade DeBlack has taken lead jammer status for Los Angeles.
Jackie Nimble doing a great job of holding that jammer alone. And we see a star pass. Ducky took that star as the pivot. And now she will be the jammer. She's able to run out on that low side and break out of that pack there in the straightaway. Jada Black is draining the clock, waiting, and calls the jam before Ducky can pick up any points.
So 4 points there on the board for Jada Black. 2 minutes to go in regulation. Dos. That is
But stick around because the next game is going to be SSRD Elite versus your Tilted Thunder Railbird All-Stars.
Oh, yeah. There's no stop to the action.
We'll be here all day.
We literally don't know how to stop when nobody taught us, ever. We'd stop if we could. We need help. Now down the front straightaway, there is your jammer for LA, Sonia Sotomayor. Sonia Sotomayor now laying down the law, coming through the pack there along the back straightaway. Looks like she's doing enough to pass the bar.
Looks like Isabel Ringer took that star from the jammer. She will now be the jammer for San Diego. Wow,
Sonia
nice clean hit.
Sotomayor crushed onto the infield there. One of the San Diego blockers.
Tiger Lily.
A perfectly legal hit on Sonia Sotomayor. I got puns all day, folks. Don't even get me started. we are 3 games into this tournament. I'm already making puns left and right. Come on now.
Heartland taking that jammer lane for San Diego.
And your Los Angeles jammer will be identified very soon.
Wanna fight?
Is it? I wanna fight?
You wanna fight?
Yeah, Vanna Fight's out there for Los Angeles.
She certainly is putting up a good fight.
20 seconds to go on the game clock, 45 seconds to go on the jam clock. And
Vanna.
Vanna Fight is out and clear at the front end of the pack, number 923. Bunch of hard-hitting action still. Still San Diego defenders getting dumped to the track surface. Vanna Fight now gets through, and the game clock hits quadruple zeros, so that's going to do it for regulation. Vanna Fight now keeping an eye on things and goes ahead and calls it off. So we will check the score here. That's going to put Los Angeles over 200 for the bout. And we will wait to find out if there's going to be any penalty jams or not. Check in with the referees. And it looks like we got penalties called on both sides. So checking in, head referee Infidel Castro, as things got really weirdly quiet in here all of a sudden. And there it is with the whistle. This bout is all over with a final score of 202 to 120. Victorious are the Los Angeles Derby Dames Ri-Ettes.
That concludes our third bout of the day. Going into our afternoon bouts, the next bout will be Southside Roller Derby Elite versus Tilted Thunder Railbird All-Stars. Please stay tuned.